Hello, this is Andrew from Historically Insane, and today we're doing the human geography of Egypt. Let's start with people and society. The three biggest groups of people are Egyptian, Bedouin, and Berber. Combined, these form Eastern Hamitic, which makes up a vast majority, 99.6% of the population. The remaining 0.5% is made up by various other groups, such as Nubians, Armenians, and European peoples. Arabic is by far the most prominent language and is the official language of Egypt. Most educated Egyptians will also know English, French, or both. Nubians and Berbers also have their own languages. Islam is the official religion, and 90% of the population adheres to being Muslim. Sunnis make up most of this group. Christianity is also very widespread, making up 9% of the population. Coptic Orthodox represents the majority of Christians in Egypt. The remaining percent is made up by Judaism and other various religions. Throughout its history, Egypt has had a long record of religious discrimination, so get your popcorn. First of all, any religion that is not officially recognized is technically illegal. So, what does a religion have to do to get recognized? Well, if your religion is not associated with Islam, it must go through the Religious Affairs Department. Even if you are recognized, you might still have problems. For example, only weddings between Muslims, Christians, and Jews are officially recognized. Religion in this country is a bit of a mess. A combination of religious zeal in the people and seeming desire for lack of religion found in the government sometimes causes tension, which often results in fighting between religions and the government. This is a tricky one due to the fact that there hasn't been an official Egyptian census since 2006. At the time, the 5 biggest cities were the following: Cairo, Alexandria, Giza, Shubra el-Khama, and Port Said. Now, estimates show that it's very likely that most of these cities' populations have not changed very much. However, one estimate that can't be ignored is the population of Cairo. Since 2006, it is estimated that the population has almost tripled. The latest urbanization rate statistic sits at 43.1% with a 1.68% rate of change, meaning that more people live in the country than live in the city. Next, economy. Egypt's economy has never been very good, but thanks to recent steps in industrialization and a move towards capitalism, things seem to be looking up. Things could be worse in Egypt, but don't be fooled, it's not a very good quality of life there. They are classified as a developing country by the United Nations. The GDP per capita sat at about $12,100 in 2016. Unemployment rate is at about 13.1%, while the literacy rate sits at only 73.5%, with 82% of men and 65% of women over 15 being able to read and write. The life expectancy is not too bad, with a 71.4-year expectancy for men, a 74.2-year expectancy for women, and 72.7 years overall. The economy is somewhere between a free market and a command economy. It definitely leans more toward market, but there are still traces of a command economy. For instance, the government still owns a lot of services. Ever since the late 90s, they have made steps toward privatization and capitalism. It should be noticed that there is a large population of sustenance farmers still. They have the capitalist ideas firmly in place there, but the economy and government just need to catch up. In terms of what actually makes up the over $1 trillion GDP of Egypt, we turn to industry and services. Services make up over 50% of Egypt's economy, while industry makes up another 35 to 40%. Agriculture barely accounts for more than 10% of the GDP. Workforce is a bit of a different story. Again, we see services accounted for about 50% of the workforce. However, the remaining workforce is split fairly evenly between industry and agriculture. Now, it may seem weird that agriculture accounts for much less of the GDP, but it has a comparable workforce to industry. There is an easy answer to that question, however. Industry is simply much more profitable and efficient than agriculture is. Egypt's biggest export is petroleum, crude and otherwise. Gold and fertilizers are also big exports. Funnily enough, petroleum is also the largest import of Egypt. Other big imports include foodstuffs and semi-manufactured forms of metals. Egypt is known for its services, however. Being a very historical and old country, things like tours of the pyramids are very popular and draw a lot of tourists. Finally, government. Egypt's government is called a presidential republic, which basically means it is a republic where the president is active and has power to actually do things as opposed to being a figurehead. Their executive branch, like the US's, is headed by a president. The current president is Abdel Fattah Saeed el-Sisi. Unlike the US, in addition to a president, they also have a prime minister. Prime Minister is currently Sharif Ismail, who has been acting as Prime Minister since the last one resigned in September 2015. Their legislative branch consists of a unicameral House of Representatives, which is named the Majlis al-Nawab, and is made up of a whopping 596 seats. Again, similar to the US, is their judicial branch. They have a system set up with the Supreme Court at the top of the food chain and various other lower courts. Egypt is a part of many international organizations, including but not limited to the United Nations, the World Trade Organization, the World Health Organization, and the World Customs Organization. This has been Egypt's Human Geography, and I've been Andrew from Historically Insane. Hopefully, you found this video interesting and you've learned something. Thanks for watching.